Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through. Alright, that was fucking dumb. I was gonna start this episode by singing the chorus of 5 o'clock somewhere, but How to Drink's already done that for his hurricane episode, and I didn't want to fucking rip him off. So, shout out to How to Drink. I will link his episode in the description, because his episode talks about making a very important ingredient when it comes to the hurricane, which is what we're going to be talking about today. So, welcome, everybody, to another episode of Al-Nebriation. It is I, Big Al, once again. And when we're talking about tropical drinks, there's really nothing more tropical than the hurricane. And, unfortunately, being that it is a classic tiki drink, tropical drink, whatever you want to classify it as, much like the Mai Tai and the Zombie, over the years, the recipe has been changed and rearranged and fucked with so many times that it barely resembles what it used to be. I have looked at a ton of recipes for the hurricane. The original recipe is simply rum, lime juice, and passion fruit juice. And passion fruit juice, I've looked everywhere for it. It's very hard to come by. I've even tried looking for frozen passion fruit. Can't find it. But of all the recipes that I've seen and have taken a look at for the hurricane, there are two constants. It has passion fruit and it has orange juice. And those are the recipes that are the more contemporary. I mean, I've even found a recipe that claims to be the original that uses fucking Galliano in it. And if you don't know what Galliano is, you're very lucky, because Galliano is a disgusting liqueur that tastes like vanilla and anise, black licorice. Anise should just be renamed to anus, because that's what it fucking tastes like. Anise vanilla liqueur, and it's a liqueur that's famous in the drink called the Harvey Wallbanger, which How to Drink also talks about in his channel. But so, how does one go about making the hurricane? Well, I've seen recipes that use both orange juice and pineapple juice. We're just going to be sticking with orange juice for this one. And we also have some lime, and we have 2 rums. We have Bacardi 8 today. This is an aged Puerto Rican rum. Is it Puerto Rican? Caribbean. Okay, aged Caribbean rum. A lot of rum connoisseurs stay away from Bacardi, specifically like original Bacardi. But I love Bacardi 8 Year. It's very good. And we're also going to go with a nice silver rum. In this case, we have Havana Puerto Rican rum. Now, it really doesn't matter what rum you use, but I suggest using a mixture of a light rum and a dark rum, because you want the passion fruit to shine through. You don't want it to be overpowered with some funky Jamaican 20-year rum. You want you want the rum to be the lighter profile of the drink. And how do you get that passion fruit if you don't have passion fruit juice? Well, there are several ways you can do it. You can do it with passion fruit syrup. I have here Trader Vic's passion fruit syrup from TraderVics.com. It even has a recipe on here for Trader Vic's grog. And if you can find passion fruit juice, go ahead. But there's also something known as Fassionola. Fassionola is essentially a long-lost cocktail syrup. You don't find it. I can't find it anywhere in any kind of store. You can buy it online. And basically, what it is, the most bare bones way I can describe it, it's fruit punch syrup. It is a syrup on which the basis of fruit punch is made. It's very passion fruit forward. It's got hibiscus in it, and there's a ton of different ways you can make it. There's different types of Fassionola, the most common being red Fassionola. There's also green Fassionola and gold Fassionola. How to Drink shows you how to make Fassionola in his hurricane episode, which I will link to in the description. How I made this Fassionola: basically, I made a tea out of hibiscus flower, out of a hibiscus tea, and then I mixed it with a fruit juice blend that had passion fruit in it. So it was like some sort of like pomegranate, cherry, passion fruit deal. And then I boiled it down with some sugar and made a syrup out of it. Add an ounce of clear liqueur, usually vodka, to make it shelf stable, or at least more shelf stable than it would be if you just did the syrup on itself. If you don't have Fassionola or don't want to make Fassionola, I suppose a good Grenadine would suffice. And I'm talking about like actual Grenadine made with pomegranate, not the fucking neon red corn syrup that Roses tries to pass as Grenadine. But yeah, you can use passion fruit syrup. Definitely use Fassionola as part of the ingredient list, or good Grenadine. But here's what I'm going to do for my addition to the passion fruit. It is known as Passoa. This is a wonderful passion fruit liqueur made with real passion fruit. It is neon pink. It's definitely the color you need to make a hurricane. So let's get right down to it. Let's finally make the legendary hurricane. And I wrote down my recipe for this hurricane. This is how you make hurricane, Big Al style. What you will need first in a shaker, and I already have ice in mine, you will need 2 ounces of orange juice, let's bring this to the center. Okay. You need 1 ounce of light rum. 1 ounce of dark rum, or aged rum. God, that's such good rum. Ooh, almost slipped out of my hand there. You'll also need an ounce of Passoa, passion fruit liqueur. An ounce of lime. And finally, an ounce of Fassionola, if you can find it or make it, or a good Grenadine. Pour it all in there. And we give it a nice little shake. I don't know why I did that. It's not a Boston shaker. Now I'm going to open pour this bad boy into this beautiful tiki glass by Whiskey. Beautiful, right to the tippy top. Look at that beautiful pink color. And what's a tiki drink without some garnishes? So we have this wonderful looking bendy straw here. That's just gonna fall the fuck out and make a mess. And it's a hurricane, so obviously we need to have an umbrella, but not just any umbrella. I have a fruit stick umbrella here, so there's a cherry and a pineapple. And since this is a hurricane, we gotta make it look like it's blowing in the wind. And there you go. Nice little hurricane. So how does it taste? Oh my God. Yep, that's definitely a hurricane. That is wonderful. Very fruity, very tropical, and as I was hoping, very passion fruit forward. Let's take one more look at this. That is a beautiful cocktail. Well, that's this episode of Al-Nebriation. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. This has been Big Al, over and out.